In this video, I'm going to show you how to do different types of water marbling. The first thing I'm going to do is, of course, add a base coat to your nails. This is the best thing I found to keep my nails from yellowing. The next thing you want to do is grab a white base coat. I'm using Sally Hansen's White On. And you only need one coat of this because for the most part it's going to get covered up by the water marble. I use the end of one of my dotting tools to kind of clean up around the edges, but that's really not important because you'll see later on that your nails are going to be a mess at first. If you paint all your nails white, you want to go ahead and let them completely dry. Next, you want to grab your first color. I'm using London-Trout Pout, and your second color, and I'm using Sally Hansen's White On. Now grab a cup of room temperature water and start applying the colors. You can put it in whatever color pattern you want, and you can really use as many colors as you want. I've seen people use up to 7 different colors and it looks awesome. And you want to make sure that the water is room temperature, just because I feel like it works better with the nail polishes. Some nail polishes don't work as good for water marbling, but it's completely up to you. Then you want to grab a toothpick or a dotting tool if you prefer, and just start grabbing and pulling. To get a perfect spot in the middle, you want to dip your product, whatever it is that you're using, dotting tool or toothpick, into the center, and it makes it a perfect finish. Now you want to grab your finger and you can arrange the cup in whatever way you want, and dip your finger with the nail first, pulling towards one of the sides. Then grabbing your tool, you want to go ahead and clean around the edges. Another thing you can do to keep the mess down a little bit is wrap your finger in tape and just leave, get as close to your nail cuticle as possible. But I find that when I do that, I tend to mess up the pattern more often when I try to take the tape off. But like I said, this is very up to you. There's different patterns you can make with water marbling. I'm just doing a bunch of different ones. I'm not really being picky about where or what kind of pattern I get. So this one is just, I'm pulling from the rim of the cup to the center, and from the center back to the rim in different patterns, and I'm trying to get smaller, tighter lines. It looks almost like a candy cane, I feel. But this is very much something that you have to practice and play around with. It took me multiple tries to get it to actually work and for it to work, 10 times in a row. If you also don't mind having, similar patterns or having different patterns, like I really don't care, you can use, I'm sorry, 2 fingers, 3 fingers, depending on the size of your container at a time, and you obviously get it done faster and you use less of the nail polish. In this one particular try, I got a lot of the pink and not so much of the white, like you can see, but it doesn't really matter. I was just doing different patterns on all my fingers. It wasn't one specific pattern. But you can try as many times as you want. You can play around with it. You can go to Sally's and buy, the fake acrylic nails and glue those onto the toothpick and dip them and just try different variations, different color combinations. Pretty much this is whatever you want it to be, you can make it happen. It just takes a little bit of practice. Now this is what my hands end up looking like afterwards. I suggest letting them dry a little bit, that way you don't mess them up when you try to clean up. Now the cleaning up process, obviously you need nail polish remover and a cotton ball. And I usually just do the bottoms and the sides and the tops of my nails, try not to get too close to my actual fingernail. But I do this for all 10 of my fingers. Now this step is completely optional, but I just find that it makes it easier when I'm trying to clean up, to make them look finished. But I grab a cotton swab and nail polish remover, and I just work as close as I can get to my finger, and the base of my finger I use a cotton swab so I don't take off any nail polish off the tip of my fingernail. Here I'm going to show you 3 that I've done and 2 that I haven't, so you can see the difference of before and after. Now I'm using an angled makeup brush and nail polish remover, and I'm going to do, the tighter clean, I guess you can call it, to make it look more professionally done. And you just basically, it's pretty self-explanatory. You just go around the base of your nail, cleaning up any extra nail polish that you may have. Once you've cleaned up all your nails, you want to go ahead and grab 3 different size dotting tools. And if you don't, these I got them at Amazon.com, and they're really cheap, under $2 usually. And I'm grabbing a black color, a black nail polish color. You can use any color you want to. It doesn't have to be this color. And your large dotting tool. I'm just going to dip the large dotting tool into the black, and I'm just going to, start wherever I find that I have the most space is where I'm going to put the larger one, and obviously work my way down with the medium size and the small one. This step is completely optional. You can just leave it with the straight marble. I wanted to add a little something to it. I found that 2 of my nails the pattern was a little bit bigger, had more spacing in between, so I was able to do this. But if you're doing more tight, like my ring finger, what I'm going to show you right here, like my ring finger, obviously you can't really put pattern in that, any kind of pattern, but it's completely up to you. You can be as creative as you want with your nails. And this is just something that I wanted to add to them. I did mess up the one that I'm working on, my other hand. I did mess that up a little bit because I didn't let the dotting part of it dry enough, so when I put the clear coat over it, it did smear. So I suggest that you just give it a few minutes to completely dry. Now that I'm done with that, I'm going to go ahead and put my clear coat on. This is my favorite clear coat. It doesn't chip. My nails are good for a week at a time. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye.